Hello and welcome everybody, my name is Comley-White and you're with me at Rocking at the Movies, and today's show is going to be a very interesting one. It's going to be a little bit of a panel from the Comicon Africa that was held in September 2022. There was a fantastic guest and you might know him by the name of Vecna, and his name is Jamie Cambell Bower. Without further ado, let's get straight into the panel.
So loud, I love it.
Well, good morning, welcome back.
Good morning, wow, what a morning, eh?
Did you actually get some sleep last night?
I did, I got a little bit of sleep, so I'm feeling good, I'm ready to go.
All right, I know there's some people out there right now that were not expecting you to be so friendly.
Oh. I'm sorry to disappoint. Is that what I should say?
I have no idea, I have none. So, we talked about this yesterday. We're going to talk about some of the stuff we did yesterday because not everybody was here. Yeah. A lot of people are just here today, right? Came today. So this is not your first time in South Africa.
No, it's not. No, I came here in 2009. I was in Cape Town. I filmed. Yeah, Cape Town. Yeah, Johannesburg. Durban. Pretoria. Have I missed anywhere? Wherever everybody's shouting from, yay! Yeah, no, I was in Cape Town in 2009. I filmed a television show there for AMC. It was a remake of an old English show called The Prisoner. And it was with Jim Caviezel, Ian McKellen, Lenny James, Ruth Wilson. Yeah, it was amazing. It was great fun, and so we were there for like 3 months, and then we were in Namibia as well for a couple of months. It's beautiful. I love this country. I think it's amazing. It's very... I mean that. No bullshit. I swear to God, I mean that.
So first time on screen.
Yes.
Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Tim Burton.
Yes.
How was that?
Woo! It was terrifying.
Well, because he kind of comes with all of his friends, and his friends are, Helena Bonham Carter, and
Johnny Depp, like it was madness. Alan Rickman, Sacha Baron Cohen. It was amazing. I had just turned 18. I'm holding the mic like I'm Britney Spears. I hope everyone's okay with that.
Choreography there.
Yeah, so I just turned 18. And I was living at school, and so I'd get picked up to go to work in the morning at like 5 a.m., drive to set, and it was just amazing. Like, Tim is such a brilliant artist and director in his own right and lives in his own world, and my job as an actor is to always try and get into the world of the director, and he would walk around with like a notebook, sketching away. Like, it was just crazy experience. My first day on set, I was stood, with Johnny Depp playing Sweeney Todd on this boat in the middle of Pinewood Studios, like in chaos, just madness, absolute madness.
So do you feel like you got along well with Tim because you both come from a musical background?
With Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, like I say, I was 18 and I remember calling him dude, on set. I wouldn't call him dude now, I called him sir. I was very naive. But I got on really, really well with him. He's one of those great directors that kind of just lets you do what you want to do. Like, it's not kind of like, okay, camera's gonna be here and you stand there and stay there and we'll film you do your thing and then you go home. He's like, let's rehearse it, feel it out, see where you want to be and how it feels. And for all the actors, and as a first timer, to have that kind of freedom and that trust from a director is, you know, mind-blowing. It's really, really mind-blowing. But yeah, we got on really, really well, and he's, you know, his hair is messier than mine. Yeah, it's great. I loved it. Woo, messy hair.
So from there, you head to Louisiana for Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah. Well, the first one that we shot, the first one that I was in, was New Moon, and we shot that in Toronto.
Okay.
No, Vancouver. God, my mind is so long ago. Vancouver, and that was just so much fun. Christopher Hayedall, who played Marcus, and I got on really, really well, and we were very naughty and very giggly throughout the entire experience. Michael Sheen obviously playing Arrow, and then we had Dakota Fanning coming. You know, it was just wild. You know, most of my scenes in that movie, I'm sat in this chair in the middle of this sort of great hall. I got to sit in a chair for like 2 weeks and be like really broody and get paid for it. Like, what could be more fun? So that was great. And then, you know, obviously they invited me back to go and do Breaking Dawn part 1 and 2. Which was so much fun, you know. We were kids, you know. I was early 20s when I went back to go and film the Breaking Dawn. I had just broken my ankle. I was working on a TV show called Camelot, and I'd fallen off. I'd like fallen over, and I broke my ankle, so I turned up to set with this big boot on. So that's why I have to wear this really long cape. And there were like 72 of us in one hotel. It was, again, madness, but so much fun. So much fun.
Then another memorable character. Tell me about Grindelwald.
Blink and you miss it. You know, again, I had auditioned for Harry Potter when I was still at school. They came to my school to come and find their Harry. And, you know, cut to maybe 8 years later, I've started working, and we get a phone call saying, would Jamie like to come in and play Grindelwald? And of course I said yes. You know, it's sort of a bit of an institution in its own right. So I jumped at the chance, and, you know, I was on set with some beautiful people. And I remember the first person that I met was Tom Felton. Lovely Tom, and I actually met him at a Halloween party for all the cast, and he came up to me and he was like, we're so grateful to have you on this film. And I'm like, really? Me? Like, are you sure? I'm so grateful to be here. So that, as my first introduction to the world of Potter, was really beautiful, and it just kind of continued from there, because all of them are so sweet, so nice. You know, like I've been and hung out with Daniel and seen some of the other cast members around, and they're always just so lovely, you know, so lovely. So that was an incredible thing to be a part of, and obviously that led into, you know, coming back to do a small part on Fantastic Beasts, which was just amazing as well. And to be a part of that world and to be a part of that universe is really cool, really cool.
You'll get to go to Comicons for the rest of your life.
I remember when.
As you talked about Ian McKellen.
Yes.
And what a impact that he made on your life.
Yeah, massively so.
So what was the best advice that he gave?
There was never like a singular sort of like catchphrase or anything that he specifically said to me that sort of stuck with me. I think it's more about his demeanor and how he is with everyone on set, and how he is with, you know, older actors and newer actors alike. He's so kind and generous. He would invite us around to his house for dinner, and he sort of just became like our dad on this job, and to kind of see that as a young actor really does make an impact on you, because, you know, you're in strange new worlds with people that you've never met, and to have somebody there who goes, hey everyone, come round to my house, let's have some supper, is, you know, it just makes the job so much nicer, it makes it much more comfortable. So he was lovely, and you know, we took him off into the desert, into the sand dunes in Namibia, and rode quad bikes and went on safari, and it was just really, really cool. And I remember him telling us one story about his character from X-Men. He walked into a shop in Namibia, and some little child was sort of coming out the shop and saw him and gasped. And Ian just kind of walked past him and then turned around and did the hand thing to this kid, and the kid just lost their mind. Just was like, oh my God! So it's those kind of things that I just think are really fun and really cute.
So you know, you could make everybody lose their minds right now if you did that voice.
No, it's
I mean, you have that power inside of you now. So 360, look at that, like it's come back around.
I get asked this so often now, I feel like when I get the scripts and I have to be in a very particular zone, it's not a zone that anybody needs to see in daily life. I'll tell you that much. So you know, I know but watch the show. It's brilliant in the show.
Look, I'm very happy with Ian because you can learn how to act, but nobody teaches you how to be an actor.
Yes.
And you have to be around the right people because you have been absolutely delightful to deal with this weekend.
Oh, man.
You have a wonderful spirit about you. I'm so glad that you were around the right people because I'm sure you've worked with folks that haven't necessarily been super nice either.
I've certainly seen sides of people where it feels like it's them versus everybody else.
Correct.
And I don't think that lends itself well to the creative pursuit in any way, shape or form. I mean, everyone on a film set or everyone in a music studio is there to do the best possible work that they can do, and that comes from teamwork. Like I say, you know, it's nobody's better than anybody else. We're all beautiful and everybody has their own thing to give, and it's important to really nurture that in people. So yeah.
And people are there because they love it.
100%. Yeah, if you don't love it, I mean, I think that's the thing for me, is it's like, if you don't love what you're doing, don't bother. Like, don't be there.
No, you said something very beautiful yesterday that you should definitely touch on in front of these folks. Is people see, you know, oh, you did this, you did this, you did this. It looks like a constant uphill.
Yes. Yeah, and it's not. It's not. And then, yes, somebody from the crowd yesterday, a lovely person said, you know, like, there's something about career and you know, what advice would I give? And I said, I'll say the same thing that I said to them. You know, nobody's career is a solid upward trajectory. It's never like that. Careers go up and they go down and they go up again, and it's in those down moments that you're really tested as to whether or not you want to do the creative pursuit that you're, you know, going for. You know, do you give up? Do you pack it all in and go home? Or do you sit with the rough times and go, okay, I'm going to ride this out and I'm going to just do the best thing that I can and push myself to go further, and that's what makes an interesting life, you know. And the idea of success, I don't think, should be based on monetary success or monetary wealth. I think it's based on, can you go home at night and be really happy with the output that you've given to the world? And if you feel like you've given as much of yourself as possible, that's it. That's all you can do. That's it. That's it.
So, I'm fairly certain, just like everybody else here, a couple years ago, you're scrolling through Netflix, you see this thing, Stranger Things,
yeah.
You watch it, do you ever think you're going to be a part of it?
Hell no! No way! Absolutely not. No, I loved season 1. It felt like a bunch of creative people had gotten together and just made something that they loved. And, you know, they've been left alone to do it. And that, for me as a fan, is really, I'm just sucked in by that. I'm sucked
So
in.
how do you end up in season 4? Like, what's the roadmap that got you there?
Oh my goodness. Well, it was Christmas 2019. I was in Los Angeles with my brother working on some music, and we got an email through, I got an email through saying they're casting for the show, for Stranger Things. They need you to read two sets of sides, and they need them by the end of the week. This is like a Wednesday. So I turned to my brother and I'm like, Sam, drop everything, let's go, we're gonna go home, we're gonna do this audition. So I had to read Hellraiser and Primal Fear. And so we do that, we send it off, and then we get on a plane to go back to England, and I get an email through saying they love the first 2 tapes, they've got another set of sides they want you to read, some dummy sides from the show. So I was like, great, Sam, the moment we get in, bless my brother, by the way. A lot of my career is down to my brother. I just want to make that known. My parents and my brother have always been so supportive. They'll always read with me or set cameras up and deal with me, going, oh, the lighting's not right, and things like this. So yeah, we get on the plane, we get back in the door, and we do the tape, and then it's Christmas. And everything shuts down, as we know, over Christmas, which is just the most terrifying time as you're waiting for a job to come in. And I go, oh, where is everyone? So I'm like sending emails out once a week, being like, hey, has anyone heard anything? And everyone's like, oh, it's December 26th. I'm like, oh yeah, of course, it's Boxing Day.
Well, and the United States pretty much takes off from Thanksgiving until January.
Yeah, November until January 12th.
You hear
like
nothing.
Dead, yeah,
Correct.
Exactly. So then it comes to January 12th, let's say, around second week of January, and they're like, okay, they love the tapes, Matt and Ross want to meet you, get on a plane. So I jump back on a plane, I go to Los Angeles, I go completely ballistic for like 5 days. I make this whole mind map on my wall in my apartment, which is about the same size as this thing behind me. So I start with this picture of Will Byers in the middle, and then I have the mind flare, and then it kind of just spreads out. And then I had like pictures of other characters that I loved that I thought could kind of be interesting. I had paintings of Lucifer in there. Oh, we're very dark, it was fantastic. So I took a picture of it, sent it to my agents, and I was like, oh, look at what I've done, I'm completely insane. And they're like, this is bizarre, well done. And I printed off all the pictures, I put them in a book, and I took them with me to go and meet Matt and Ross, and I said, you know, lovely to meet you. They told me about the character, because at this point I knew nothing. I literally knew nothing. So they told me about Henry, they told me about Vecna, and then I was like, can I show you my homework? Can I show you my book? And they looked through it and they're like, so you didn't read the script? So I was like, no, you didn't send me anything. And they're like, this is literally exactly what we're thinking. Can we show you some 3D renders of what we're thinking for Vecna? And I was like, I would love to see that. They showed it to me and I left the house and I didn't know if I'd gotten the job. I was just like, what an amazing thing to go and do. And then like 2 days later, they're like, yeah, we're going to start fitting you, we're going to start moving forward with everything. And we had the read-through in March and then COVID hit, so I didn't start shooting until October. So in that interim period, I had all this time to explore the character and to find the voice and to find the way I would walk and the intention and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the journey. Yeah, madness. Woo.
But do you still have your homework?
Oh yeah. I have my homework. I brought with me today, for anybody who's coming to the pictures, I brought with me one of the hands that we used from the show. So it's a real hand from the set. But yeah, I have the book. I made 2 books. I made 2 mood boards, one for Vecna and one for Henry. And depending on who I was working on that day, I'd take them in, I'd put them up in the trailer, I'd have them there so I could see. I changed my phone background to a picture of a house burning. So yeah, I've got all of that stuff.